4, 3, 2, 1. Today we're going to be looking at Psalm 17. Psalm 18. We'll look at the first 30 verses here. Psalm 18. I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord who is worthy to be praised, and I am saved from my enemies. The cords of death encompassed me, the torrents of destruction assailed me, the cords of Sheol entangled me, the snares of death confronted me. In my distress I called upon the Lord, to my God I cried for help. From his temple he heard my voice, and my cry to him reached his ears. Then the earth reeled and rocked, and the foundations also of the mountains trembled and quaked because he was angry. Smoke went up from his nostrils, and devouring fire from his mouth. Glowing coals flamed forth from him. He bowed the heavens and came down. Thick darkness was under his feet. He rode on a cherub and flew. He came swiftly on the wings of the wind. He made darkness his covering, his canopy around him, thick clouds dark with water. Out of the brightness before him, hailstones and coals of fire broke through his clouds. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the Most High uttered his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. And he sent out his arrows and scattered them. He flashed forth lightnings and routed them. Then the channels of the sea were seen, and the foundations of the world were laid bare. At your rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of your nostrils. He sent from on high, he took me. He drew me out of many waters. He rescued me from my strong enemy and from those who hated me, for they were too mighty for me. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my support. He brought me out into a broad place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord dealt with me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands he rewarded me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his rules were before me, and his statutes I did not put away from me. I was blameless before him, and I kept myself from my guilt. So the Lord has rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of my hands in his sight. With the merciful you show yourself merciful, with the blameless man you show yourself blameless, with the purified you show yourself pure, and with the crooked you make yourself seem tortuous. For you save a humble people, but the haughty eyes you bring down. For it is you who light my lamp. The Lord my God lightens my darkness. For by you I can run against a troop, and by my God I can leap over a wall. This God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord proves true. He is a shield for all those who take refuge in him. Guys?
In verses 1 and 2, David begins in describing God and how God relates to him, or he relates to God. 9 different times he says, he is my strength, my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. And he claims God and how God relates to him. And what he's really saying is then in every storm, God is his shelter. And as I think about that and try to think about God in our lives and what application we can draw, I guess the question is what is my image of God? When I think about how God has treated me, how he has blessed me, how he's delivered me, how do I describe God? What is God to me? Is he my rock? Is he my strength, my fortress? Hopefully that is what I claim he is for me. He is mine and I am his.
Amen. If you'll pardon the cultural references, I remember when I watched the first Star Wars, when they're making the run on the Death Star at the end, and all the other ships are destroyed, Luke's by himself, and it doesn't look like he's going to do it, and then suddenly the Millennium Falcon shows up, and everything changes at that moment. Or recently in the last Avengers movie, they're fighting Thanos and everything's just falling apart, and suddenly these portals open and all the heroes show up. There's something in those moments that is sort of like the rallying cry, and you suddenly go, wow, everything's changing now. This psalm really describes the cavalry showing up. God, who is the anchor and he's the strength, he's the rock, he is just described in overwhelming terms when he steps in to help his children. The earth reels and it rocks. He calls upon God. He is there. Smoke comes from his nostrils. He bows the heavens and he comes down. Thick darkness is under his feet. Out of the brightness before him, hailstones and coals of fire broke through the clouds. He thunders in the heavens. God steps in for his children to deliver them, not in weak ways, not in passive ways, but in mighty ways. In the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 17, Zephaniah said, "The Lord your God is in your midst, a mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you with his love. He will exult over you with loud singing." You and I need to understand in those moments where it seems like everything is lost, we have a God who is mighty to save. And when he steps in to deliver his children, he steps in incredibly powerful ways. They are overwhelming. The cross certainly shows us that. So trust in God, as David said, but trust in a God who is overwhelming in every way. And when he steps in to save his children, it is incredible. You and I, that's the God that we serve, a God who is there for us in powerful, powerful ways. Hope that helps you in your thoughts with the Lord today.
Well, we really appreciate you all tuning in with us today. We hope that these lessons help you in your walk with Jesus. If you have any comments or questions, we'd love for you to write those down in the comments section. We'd love to interact with you, answer those questions, or hear your comments. We hope you all have a great rest of your day, and God